Alright, this is for quick revision. I won't be explaining much. Just in case something comes to your mind that is not making sense, feel free to ask. We started off with the definition of budget, where we were talking about the estimated expenditure and receipts of the government during a fiscal year. So we're looking at that as my budget. Budget basically has two components. You're looking at receipts and expenditure. Receipt would be where the government is anticipating certain inflow of money, and expenditure would be outflow of money. Further categorizing receipt and expenditure into capital and revenue. Before I move to that, let's quickly talk about the objectives of the government budget. We had done these three broad objectives. One, we spoke of how reallocation of resources can happen. So there are certain areas where the government would not, where the private would not want to invest. So the public sector will have to come forth. How do they come forth? Why do they come forth? That will be a part of your reallocation of resources. The tools that they're largely using budgetary tools there. Next, we're looking at redistribution of income. In order to minimize inequality, you generally tend to charge rich more in form of taxes, and you try to have less or no tax rate for the poor. Using high tax rates for the rich and using subsidies for the poor is one common example of redistribution of income. From this only, I can talk about progressive taxation and regressive taxation. Progressive, where you tax more if the income increases. Regressive, if the effective tax rate is more on the poor and less on the rich. Next, we spoke of price stability. Just in case there is there are inflationary tendencies, then how can the government use their budgetary tools? They can start taxing people more. इन्फ्लेशन तभी होगा अगर आपकी इकोनॉमी में ज्यादा डिमांड हो रखी है. How can the government try to minimize that demand? They can start taxing those goods more. Just in case there are deflationary tendencies, that is, people are not buying as much as they should for the stability in the economy, they will reduce the taxes. आप taxes कम कर दोगे, basically you're encouraging people to buy more. So again, using budgetary tools for price stability. There are other objectives also. Let's discuss those briefly. I'm sending you a link. I'll also share that as my screen. Alright, second, third we've done. Fourth also we've done. Anyone who can talk about any other? There are parts of others that we've done. Okay. Alright, anyone who would want to explain any objective, take a moment, read, unmute and explain.
I can go for sixth point.
Ma'am, I can for seventh.
Taken. Anyone else who wants to claim first and
Ma'am, can I?
fifth?
Ma'am, the fifth one.
Taken. Let's start. Shivam, please go ahead.
Yes, so public enterprises are basically organizations who do not aim for profit. They are there for social welfare. So it's actually a sinkhole of money which brings out social welfare. So therefore, these organizations need constant fundings from the government. Therefore, public enterprises are important fund investing areas for the government. Therefore, government also gives out money to financing public enterprises to promote social welfare.
Taken. So when we're looking at budget, government generally considers how they want to finance their enterprises. Now, financing your enterprises will either come from different sources of direct taxes or indirect taxes. Or you can have a capital receipt for financing your enterprises activities. The government will have to decide how they want to do, what scale they want to follow. So again, you're looking at objectives of budget for financing enterprises, public enterprises. Shashank, please share your thoughts.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the government has made its budget to alleviate the backward areas or many rural areas. They do this by simply by installing machineries and plants there. Now the question arises, how does they do this? They basically give subsidies to the industrialist in the form of low tax rates or 5 years redemption from water taxes, electricity, etc.
Taken, perfectly accepted. In in very conventional forms, I can merge point 2 and 7 together. When I'm looking at addressing regional disparity, this is one example of reallocation of resources only. Here they've taken it as 2 points. If I ever give you a question about reallocation of resources, feel free to address regional disparity there. That's not an issue. Raghav, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, bringing down economic inequality basically means that, ma'am, the people who earn more are imposed with higher taxes, and the higher taxes which they have to pay to government, ma'am, the money with the government then goes to the weaker section of the society and the form of subsidies and taxes in the form of subsidies and
Vikram, someone to tell me with which point can I merge bringing down economic inequality? Sorry, inequality. Thank you. I can merge this with redistribution of income. So points 2 and 7 can go hand in hand. Point 3 and 5 can go hand in hand. Point 1 and 4 can go together. When you're looking at financial stability and economic growth, basically stability, again they can go together. Taken, Muskan. 3. Sorry, I did not read it. Alright, bringing you back to the document that I had. These were your objectives. We then spoke about the structure of the budget. Structure of the budget में receipt or expenditure किया था. For receipt, we had spoken of revenue and capital receipts. I am not getting into the details of this. So capital, we know it will either create a liability or will reduce an asset. Revenue will neither create a liability nor will it reduce an asset. Revenue was bifurcated into tax and non-tax. Tax may we spoke of direct taxes where you cannot shift the burden, and in indirect taxes you are looking at another person and the burden can be shifted. So we spoke of certain examples, we spoke of different examples for both of the cases. Then we moved to non-tax revenue where we spoke of interest, fee, profit, dividend, fines, external grant. Grant, I'm saying this one more time, grant is purely a gift, or a financial aid is money given and they're not expecting it back. इसका opposite होगा loan, that we've given you the money and we are expecting it back. So if you get a grant, that consider that as a transfer payment, a transfer income, sorry. Then we spoke of capital receipt, जहाँ पे हमने types किया था borrowing, recovery, disinvestment and small savings. Not getting into details because I am personally convinced that we spent a lot of time doing that. Moving to the next one, then we spoke of expenditure part. Expenditure में भी दो parts करे, where we spoke of capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Capital expenditure where either you're creating an asset or you're reducing a liability. Revenue में neither are you creating an asset nor are you reducing a liability. I can ask too many questions out of these. I can ask you to categorize, I can ask true and false, I can ask give reasons. More or less your content is the same. The way I can ask a question will be different. We then spoke of the balance of the budgets that we can have. We can either have a balanced budget where your estimated receipts are equal to estimated expenditure. We can have a surplus budget where we have receipts more than expenditure, or we can have a deficit where our expenditure is more than the receipt. If we have deficit, we find different kinds of deficit. We spoke of revenue deficit, we spoke of fiscal deficit, and we spoke of primary deficit. In deficits में what exactly can I ask? I can ask for definition, I can ask for formula, and I can ask what exactly does this deficit tell us. We call that implications of the deficit.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hanji.
Ma'am, I got a doubt on the implication of revenue deficit. Ma'am, can you explain it?
I can. Is it okay if I ask someone else to explain and then I join in?
Sure, ma'am.
Anyone who would? No, I will pick a person. Dhruv, do you think you can talk about implications of revenue deficit? Mind? Punita, can you do that? All right. Tanish, do you think you can try?
I can.
Please go ahead.
It simply indicate the inability of the government to pay its revenue expenditures. So, ma'am, to meet its revenue expenditures, the government sometimes use the the capital receipt, such as they can take loan from other sources such as World Bank or RBI, which is not good for the economy because it is the liability for the government to pay it in the future. So there are many other things from which the government can meet its revenue deficit, such as by increasing taxes and reducing its expenditures in unnecessary and unproductive investments.
Okay, covers everything. I'll just quickly repeat whatever he said. One, if you have a revenue deficit, that simply shows that you have more revenue expenditure and less of revenue receipt, which simply shows that for meeting your revenue expenditure, which is day-to-day expenditure, say salary of the MCD staff or salary of the government school teachers or salary of the government hospital doctors or administrative staff ka salary, for meeting your day-to-day expenditure, your day-to-day income is not enough. So how exactly will you go about that? You'll use the option of a capital receipt. Capital receipt में भी different types हो सकते हैं. You will either sell off an asset, you'll raise income and you meet your revenue expenditure. Not really a good sign, because this is like selling of gold to putting ration in your home. That will not solve your problems. हमने 91 crisis के time भी बात करा था. Whenever the government sold or disinvested, they used it for consumption purposes. Rather, you should use the money of capital receipts for productive purposes so that you can enhance your income capacity. Revenue expenditure does not really enhance your income earning capacity. Either you can sell off an asset or you can borrow. Borrowing is also not a good sign. Why? Because again, you're borrowing for meeting your day-to-day expenses, which will not just talk about returning the principal amount in future. You're also looking at interest that has to be returned in the future. Interest to be returned in the future comes with increased burden on the future generations. So the moment you have a revenue deficit where you're unable to meet your day-to-day expenses, How about not financing it with all these tools, but either cutting your expenditure or trying to increase your revenue receipt? Different ways of cutting expenditure can be when the government starts prioritizing what can be on hold. So if for instance you think that you've been giving out a lot of subsidies to the sector that doesn't really need subsidy anymore, forfeit that subsidy. Or if you think that you have been spending a lot on, or if you think you have staff sitting idle in a public enterprise, start laying off those people, because that costs the treasury, that costs the government a lot of money in form of deficit. Another can be either you increase your tax rate or you try to tap your non-tax expenses, non-tax receipts. If you see, when the government increased the fine on those traffic violations, beyond a point, after some time, if you observe, too many police officers were there for collection and they were not accepting bribes. There were, since your fines were increased and they were given targets कि इतना fine collection करना ही है, why exactly will that happen? Two advantages. One, you're reducing the government, you're reducing the traffic violations that are there. Second, you're also increasing the non-tax receipts of the government. Arnav, did this make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Moving on, we then discussed.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hanji.
Ma'am, if you don't mind, can I get the last 5 minutes? I want to talk about an issue. Obviously, it is not from the point of view of the course or syllabus, yet it is very important, and I would like to share my views.
I don't mind. I'll just finish this in 2 minutes and then you can.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. We spoke of fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit was where we spoke of how our total expenditure exceeds our total receipts, excluding those of borrowing nature. Why did we exclude borrowings? Because borrowings are not our income. It has to be repaid. It's basically a liability, so you will not consider borrowings. In short, your borrowings will always be equal to fiscal deficit. Why do I say that? Because whatever you need to borrow is whatever you lag. So simple formula can be fiscal deficit is equal to borrowings. How exactly can we finance a fiscal deficit? Here we've discussed two ways. One, you either borrow for meeting your fiscal deficit requirements. Not a good sign. Again, interest aega, future generation will increased burden aega, and we spoke of debt trap yesterday. Or you can deficit finance, that is, you can simply go on printing money. That is also not a good sign because you're looking at increased money supply. That would imply increased inflationary tendencies. What exactly is a good way of financing a fiscal deficit or meeting or reducing a fiscal deficit? You try to increase your income and you try to reduce your expenditure. This is the best way and will not have any fallouts here and there. Lastly, we spoke of primary deficit, where we saw primary deficit as difference between fiscal deficit and interest payment. What does this mean? This simply means कि कितना deficit हम use कर रहे हैं other than interest payment. अगर प्राइमरी डेफिसिट जीरो है, मतलब पूरा फिस्कल डेफिसिट सिर्फ इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट उतारने में ही जा रहा है, shows an unhealthy sign. If your primary deficit is high, it can mean that आपका ज्यादा खर्चा कहीं और एस्पेक्ट्स पे हुआ है एंड इंटरेस्ट के लिए कम खर्चा जा रहा है, which is still a good thing. One notion I would want to address, which very often people have it in their mind. Having a high fiscal deficit is not always a bad thing. Why do I say that? There can be cases that a country is running high fiscal deficit, that is, they have increased expenditure and they have a lot of borrowings, but if the country has used it for productive purposes, then that's a good thing. कि ठीक है, हमने ये पैसा अभी अच्छे इन्वेस्टमेंट्स पे लगाया है and in the future we will have inflow of money and we will be in a position to pay off that debt. So high fiscal deficit, if used for productive investments, it's not a bad thing. Fiscal deficit running and you are increasing your consumption expenditure. Consumption expenditure मतलब आप salaries दे रहे हो, आप subsidies दे रहे हो, आप unemployment allowances दे रहे हो, आप education healthcare सस्ता करी जा रहे हो. If you're using it for consumption purposes, though it is good from welfare perspective, it is not good from stability perspective because you're not enhancing your income earning capacity. just to conclude, fiscal deficit is not always a bad thing. You'll have to see what has led to this fiscal deficit, and then you'll decide whether or not it's a good deficit. That is it. Someone unmuted.
Excuse me, मैम.
हाँ जी अर्नब.
मैम हमारे यहाँ इस चैप्टर के न्यूमेरिकल्स आएंगे.
You can have numericals in cases where I give you fiscal deficit and I give you interest. Then I can ask you to find primary deficit, or I can give you. I mean, you can have basic numericals.
Okay, मैम.
All right. If no one else wants to talk, then Shashank, please take over.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as we are in class, this is for everyone. We are in class 12th. Basic 6 months have been passed from March to September. We are in this lockdown period. That means we are printing a lot of pages, lot of material. For example, question papers or extra questions or whatever our tuition teachers are giving to us. This means that many a times we enthusiastically print, but we don't see that the other side of the page is left white, blank. We don't use it, we just throw it. Yesterday, a kind neighbor gave me some notes. They were merely 500 pages. I just needed 5 minutes to segregate what I needed from them, all the question papers only. But what I saw that there were over 200 pages that were only one-sided use and the other side was blank. I was shocked that a lot of pages are, like wasted. And this is not just one person. There are a lot of people who really waste such like this pages. So I just want to make them realize that please use the other side for rough work, for maths, for accounts. That is, I think that will be that will benefit. So ma'am, that's it. I just want to make everybody realize that please use the second page that is, not utilized fully. That's it.
That's a very relevant thought, Shashank. I hope your neighbor. Did you talk to your neighbor about this, of what he's really done?
My parents refused me because they actually helped us by giving their notes, but now I'll use those 200 pages as my rough work.
Taken. Very nice. Very nice. Anyone else who wants to talk about something? Something that they've recently done and they're proud of it?
Remember recently, during this weekend only, there's this one relative I have who is actually hunting for some property. So on Sunday, I went with him to some South Delhi site. So he was just discussing with the builder about the options regarding the financing and all the cost and all the terms and conditions of the uh, buying procedure. And during that conversation only, my whole banking chapter was revised. Like we they discussed everything from like financiers to banks and to banks terms and conditions. And other than that, they also discussed about how taking a loan from bank is kind of